Yo, got another video. This video, we're gonna be talking about all NBA teams and all defensive teams. I hope this video is actually long because I hope this actually is something to talk about. But I know for specifically for like the All NBA first team, I don't disagree with much. But let me go and hop straight into it. If y'all didn't see the All NBA first team, which it came out a couple days ago, I am late. Giannis, Shea, Jokic, Donovan Mitchell, and Tatum, right? And it seems people mainly just talking about Donovan Mitchell over LeBron or Donovan Mitchell over Anthony Edwards. That's pretty much the only two you could really like sub into a spot. Obviously, Cleveland wins what like 64 games. Um, so I can see why they would put Donovan Mitchell, best player on the best team in the East. Like I don't know though, just because he does have a lot of help on his team. Y'all did give Cleveland 3 All Stars. Um, I would have went with LeBron or Anthony Edwards. I think Donovan Mitchell on second team would have been fine. But besides that, I pretty much agree with everything else. I'm not gonna like nitpick the whole team. You know what I'm saying? And also, I'm not gonna be like the all NBA teams are trash because Donovan Mitchell is on first team. I will say though, they might need to decrease the 65 game amount. They might need to decrease it to literally like 60 or something like that. Just because the only reason Evan Mobley is here probably is because the 65 game rule, and we're gonna get the all defensive third team, met all NBA third team. But that's probably the only reason Evan Mobley made it. Like you see Brunson, you see Steph, you see Anthony Edwards, you see LeBron. All four of those players are like top 15 players, right? Because NBA first team is gonna be top 10 players, excluding the injured players. Like we're not even talking about the Beads, the Lucas, the who else was hurt? I think KD didn't make it just because. Actually, no, KD did miss like a lot of the end of the season. I don't know. I just feel like a decent amount of the top players didn't reach the 65 game mark or didn't play enough games in general. But Evan Mobley, bro, I don't see Evan Mobley as like that type of player. He may be the best defensive player in the NBA besides Wemby when he's healthy, but I don't see I don't see what other people are saying Evan Mobley. I don't know who votes for all NBA teams, but I agree with all four of the other players. I think all four of the other players should be an All NBA second team, and again probably swap LeBron and Donovan Mitchell. But that's a little nitpicky. I'm not gonna like go crazy over that, right? All NBA third team though, James Harden. James Harden should not be on All NBA third team, bro. As much as I think James Harden had a great season, James Harden basically had like a worse version of Tyrese Halliburton type of season. And I feel like Tyrese Halliburton only made it just because the run they made recently. Because I'm pretty sure they voted on all NBA teams like a couple weeks ago. It's not like I don't think they voted like right after the regular season ended. Like James Harden is really just a worse Tyrese Halliburton right now. He can't do anything that Tyrese Halliburton. Wait, no, he can't do anything better than Tyrese Halliburton besides maybe shoot. Um, Even then, I don't know. His efficiency is worse. He gets more turnovers. It, everything, bro. I definitely don't think James Harden should have made an all NBA team at this point in his career. Now, um, I wish it was a list of players I could just like see of. Maybe I can't find it. Hold on. Let me go to the NBA app and see NBA stats, NBA league leaders, because I think it'll tell me the games, right? Let me just look. Since I don't just want to say, oh, Evan Mobley and James Harden don't deserve it, and not replace them, right? Wait, hold on, I need to go in order of points. Wait, I think these are the playoffs anyway. Hold on. Regular season. is already going by points. Yep, I was right. KD only played 62. He probably would have made the All NBA 13. Brunson barely made it. Dame barely missed it. Okay. De'Aaron Fox barely missed it. He definitely would have been. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. He did play worse at the end of the season. Maybe James Harden did deserve it. There wasn't really. Jeez, bro. I thought there was better players than James Harden this season. Not really. James Harden averaged 20, almost 23. I thought he averaged like 19. Okay, maybe I was lying about James Harden. Maybe I was wrong about James Harden, especially with this like game criteria. How many games did Devin Booker play? I don't even see him on here. Okay, some of these players are missing. I'm assuming Devin Booker didn't play nearly as much games as he needed to. But what was I about to say? I guess James Harden did deserve it, and I see a lot of hate towards J Dub. By the way, I think J Dub does deserve all NBA third team. Second option on a team that's probably going to win the championship. Even though, okay, no, playoffs have nothing to do with it, so I'm not even going to mention that. That period of time, though, where Chet missed like 40 games and J Dub stepped up, that's where I really think he made it known that he deserves it. Because the things he's been doing has just been great. Obviously, he made all defensive second team, which I'm going to get to in a second. Some people say he doesn't deserve that, but I feel like everybody know that. Everybody should have known that OKC was gonna get two all defensive team members, just because they've been historic defensively and stuff like that. But I guess now that I actually look, all the NBA teams are basically perfect, besides LeBron Donovan Mitchell thing. One more time, let me check. Oh, Devin Booker is right here. Devin Booker played 75 games. I was wrong. Yeah, Devin Booker probably should have made it with James Harden. I know they missed the playoffs, but like that one year. Wait, no, LeBron didn't make All NBA team that year. Never mind. I guess, bro. Oh yeah, Jalen Brown was 2 games off of missing All NBA team. I had someone ask me that question off the camera, obviously. Anyways, let's go to all defensive teams. Dyson Daniels, Lou Dort, Draymond Green, Evan Mobley, and Ben Thompson. The first thing I said was, how did Jaren Jackson go from the front runner for winning defensive player of the year after Wemby got hurt to All NBA second team? Then I actually look at all defensive first team. I'm like, they're all the better defenders than Jared Jackson. Like me personally, I'm a Jared Jackson guy. I'm not like one of those people who hate on Jared Jackson because like when they was playing OKC, even in the playing, Jared Jackson was getting a lot of hate for like not getting rebounds, not being physical, shooting too many threes. Right? I think Jared Jackson's still a good player. I just think he needs a strong physical big next to him. That's why I think the Grizzlies should go out and get Sabonis. That's for a different video though. But yeah, all these defenders are better. I'm again, I'm glad Evan Mobley got the defensive player of the year instead of Draymond. But Draymond ended up still making all defensive first team, which is still a great thing. Amin Thompson in his second year gets all defensive first team, which is crazy. Amin Thompson has crazy potential. Like the only thing he can't do is shoot. Everything else he can do is already pretty much on a great level. He, he's like the Michael Jordan of Josh Hart's. Like, if that makes sense. He's just a glorified Josh Hart, bro. Obviously Dyson Daniels we seen what he's done with the Hawks. It sucks that the Hawks still miss the playoffs, even though they almost got the perfect two guard next to Trae Young. I mean, Dyson Daniels is the ideal player defensively you want next to Trae Young. Scoring wise, he's not there yet, but he could get there with a full year. Like, y'all gotta think about it. The Hawks weren't expecting Dyson Daniels to be all defensive first team type player. They weren't expecting him to have a scoring jump at it. So the fact that he has and he's gonna have a full season under this, they're gonna probably um they're gonna probably train him better to be a better scoring option if Trae Young stays on the team, or either way, even if Trae Young doesn't stay on the team, the Hawks could look way better next season. I was saying this in the plan, like the Hawks could actually be a solid playoff team next year if they just get a bench, because their starting lineup is pretty good. Well, fully healthy, obviously, because Jalen Johnson was hurt majority of the season. But Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, what's his name? Zachary Richardson, Jalen Johnson, and Neko Gamu. That's a great starting lineup. It's just their bench sucks. Going back on it, they probably should not have traded DeAndre Hunter. Um, the rumor was it was for salary cap reasons, and they didn't want to pay DeAndre Hunter. But DeAndre Hunter was like a candidate for $6 million a year, and he's one of the best defenders in the NBA. Not like on defensive level, but come on, I don't know about that. And Ludor is kind of a no-brainer, just a top three perimeter defender in the league. Then all defensive second team, which is pretty much perfect once again. You got to do in the Trailblazers. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I know about him. He's a great perimeter defender. Um, what was I about to say? There was something I was about to say about him. I don't remember what I was about to say about him. Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert just makes sense. Even though he may never make all defensive team again after this season. Just because I feel like Rudy Gobert's value has gone down significantly after the playoffs. He still deserves to be on all defensive second team. Triple J, we already talked about him. J Dub, I didn't see J Dub's defense until the playoffs really started because I wasn't watching that many OKC games in the regular season. But J Dub is like that defensively. Now people forget that he's shorter than what he is because he plays the three, sometimes even plays the four. But he's like 6'5", 6'6". And J Dub has a lot of length, right? So if you sign him to someone like LeBron, he could do he can. Okay, hold on. Let me make this clear. He can't stop LeBron. I don't even think he can slow down LeBron, but he can keep up with LeBron. I'll say that right. He can keep up with a lot of taller players. He could keep up with a lot of shorter players too, because you expect him for make you expect for someone his size to not be able to keep up with like a I don't know Damian Lillard like or something like that. And even though he'll probably never, oh my god, even though he'll probably never, I can't speak. I just can't speak. Even though he'll probably never get that defensive responsibility, he'll probably go to Lou Dort. He could probably still keep up. Now, the only one I flat out disagree with is Zubac. I don't think Zubac is that great a defender. I think the Clippers had a great season, and they were just trying to award the Clippers with like all these awards and stuff like that. Like Zubac is not this great defender. Now his scoring output that's kind of fake too. I'm gonna be honest. I think he was scoring this much because Kawhi was out. Almost same thing with Norman Powell. But I'll give Norman Powell a pass just because he actually has a little bit of a bag. But Zubac is not like that, bro. Um, if if the Lakers had Zubac instead of Jackson Hayes, we probably still lose to the Timberwolves. Actually, that might be a stretch. I don't know. I'm just saying he's not that great defensively. He's a solid defender, but I really think most of his defensive capabilities just are there because he's big. I don't think he's that great of a defender, but I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. I'm in the video right there.